Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the top stories of the hour. Death toll from Myanmar earthquake climbs to 838. 694 of the deaths reported from Mandalay alone. Myanmar military government calls for support from any nation. Police arrest 112 in connection with Tinkune protest. Home Minister Ramesh Lekak inspects affected infrastructures, including Kantipur television building vandalized by the protesters. Students at the receiving end of the ongoing protests by different political parties and groups, especially those in the mid of secondary education examination. And Cricket Association of Nepal can appoint former Australia batter Stuart Law, appointed as new head coach on a 2-year contract after it parts ways with Monty Desai in February. An unruly group has caused widespread destruction yesterday, vandalizing media houses including Kantipur television and political party offices, and looting business establishments and also private buildings. To control the situation, the district administration office had imposed a curfew in the areas of Tinkune and Baneshore. A protest by monarchists in Tinkune area of the capital on Friday turned violent, resulting in one death from a police gunshot. The protester was taken to Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital in critical condition, where he was declared dead upon arrival, as confirmed by the hospital's director, Subhash Acharya. A journalist also died during the protest. While filming the protest from a commercial building in Tinkune, a fire broke out, leading to the death of Avenues Television's camera person, Suresh Rajak. When the protesters attempted to break through the security cordon, the police initially responded with tear gas and water cannons, followed by rubber bullets and warning shots. Clashes and stone throwing between the protesters and police continued throughout the day. After the police began using force, the protesters turned violent and engaged in stone throwing and arson at media houses, political party office and private buildings in Tinkune and Koteshore areas. Protesters caused significant damage by throwing stones and glass bottles at Kantipur television's office and also damaged vehicles in the office compound. The situation was brought under control with the help of delayed security personnel. Protesters also attempted to set fire to the office of Annapurna Post and successfully set fire to the office of Unified Socialist Party in Aluknagar. They also vandalized and set fire to private buildings in Tinkune and obstructed fire trucks that arrived to control the flames. Protesters set fire to and vandalized vehicles in Paris Dada area of Koteshore, including a government vehicle. As the protest turned increasingly violent, District Administration Office of Kathmandu issued a curfew order for Tinkune and Baneshore areas. The scattered protesters from Tinkune also vandalized and looted Bhatpatini supermarket in Koteshore. They were reported to have stolen mobile phones, watches and expensive alcohol from the store and damaged private vehicles in Bhatpatini compound. They also set fire to 3 more vehicles in the areas of Balkumari and Chhagal and also set fire to an herbal production company. After the arson, the protesters shouted anti-republic slogans. Company employees who had escaped the fire reported that they had narrowly saved their lives. The government has decided to conduct a fact-finding investigation into Friday's incident in Tinkune and take action against those responsible. During a cabinet meeting held late into the night last night at Baluatar, the government directed the Home Ministry to ensure such incidents do not recur in the future. The Minister of Health and Population has been instructed to arrange medical treatment for those injured during the protest.
पूर्व राजाका समर्थकहरूद्वारा काठमाडौँको तिनकुने र आसपासका क्षेत्रहरूमा भएको अराजक प्रदर्शनका क्रममा निजी, सार्वजनिक एवं सरकारी सम्पत्ति, अस्पताल, सवारी साधन, राजनीतिक दलका कार्यालय तथा सञ्चार गृहहरूमा भएको आक्रमण, आगजनी तोडफोड एवं अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय विमानस्थल जस्तो संवेदनशील क्षेत्रमा हिंसात्मक गतिविधि गरी आतंक फैलाउने, घरभित्र मानिस भएको अवस्थामा ढुङ्गा मुढा, आगजनी र मानिसको ज्यान जाने जस्ता अमानवीय र गैर कानुनी कार्य गरी तोडफोड र लुटपाट जस्ता कार्यहरू भएकोमा नेपाल सरकार घोर भर्त्सना गर्दछ। नेपाल सरकार उक्त घटनाका क्रममा मृत्यु भएका व्यक्तिहरूप्रति भावपूर्ण श्रद्धाञ्जली व्यक्त गर्दछ। सो क्रममा घाइते भएकाहरूको शीघ्र स्वास्थ्य लाभको कामना गर्दछ। प्रदर्शनका क्रममा घाइते हुनेहरूको निःशुल्क स्वास्थ्य उपचारको व्यवस्था स्वास्थ्य तथा जनसङ्ख्या मन्त्रालयले मिलाउने, आज घटेको उक्त घटनाको सम्बन्धमा सत्य तथ्य छानबिन गरी दोषी उपर कारबाही गर्न र आगामी दिनमा यस किसिमको घटना हुन नदिने व्यवस्था मिलाउन गृह मन्त्रालयलाई निर्देशन दिने निर्णय गर्दछ। साथै यस किसिमका अराजक गतिविधिहरूमा संलग्न नहुन आम नागरिकहरूमा नेपाल सरकार हार्दिक अपील गर्दछ।
The cabinet also strongly condemned vandalism, arson and looting of public and private property that took place during the monarchist demonstration. Before the meeting, Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli and his ministers received a briefing on the situation from chiefs of Nepal Police, Armed Police Force and Nepal Army. Home Minister Ramesh Lekhak has been inspecting the areas that were affected by the protests, including Kantipur Television premise and Kantipur Television building.
प्रदर्शन भन्नुभयो वास्तवमा यो यसका पछाडी कुनै राजनीति कुनै दर्शन कुनै राजनीतिक चेतना कुनै राजनीतिक मान्यता छैन। यो अत्यन्त ज्यादा आततायी ढंगको बर्बरतापूर्ण हिंसक हिंसात्मक आपराधिक गतिविधि हो। त्यसो भएको हुनाले यसलाई सरकारले अत्यन्त गम्भीरतापूर्वक लिएको छ र नागरिकको जीवनको सुरक्षा संचार कर्मीहरूको सुरक्षा संचार गिरोहहरूको सुरक्षाका बारेमा हामी थप संवेदनशील र गम्भीर भएका छौं। त्यही ढंगले चाहिँ त हामी सुरक्षा प्रदान गर्छौं र यस्ता आपराधिक गतिविधिमा संलग्न मानिसहरूलाई कानुन बमोजिम कारबाही गर्छौं। किनभने यो आपराधिक घटना हो। यसमा चाहिँ त के भने दुई जना मानिसको ज्यान नै गएको छ, एकजना संचारकर्मी नै आगोमा पोलिनु भएको छ। यो अत्यन्त बर्बरतापूर्वक पूर्ण घटना भएको छ। मानिस घरभित्र छ भनेर थाहा पाउँदै घरमा आगो लगाउने कुरा भनेको त्योभन्दा ज्यादा अपराध के होला। घाइतेहरूको त शीघ्र स्वास्थ्य लाभको कामना गर्छु र सरकारले नै घाइतेहरूको उपचारको व्यवस्था गर्छ।
The police have arrested Rashtriya Prajatantra Party Senior VP Rabindra Mishra and General Secretary Dhawal Shamsher Rana following a monarchist protest in Kathmandu's Tinkune area that caused significant damage to life and property. According to police reports, Rana, who also serves as the coordinator of the Monarchist Movement's Mobilization Committee, along with Shepherd Limbu, Santosh Tamang, Advocate Swagat Nepal, were arrested late yesterday night. Authorities stated that they are conducting thorough investigation into Friday's events, which saw violent clashes between protesters and police. So far, 112 people have been arrested in connection with the protest. 12 individuals had already been arrested earlier in the day yesterday during the confrontation. Meanwhile, police have launched a search for monarchist leader Durga Prasai, who is said to be leading the movement, and security forces have been stationed outside the residence of Navraj Trivedi, the coordinator of the campaign. Police have warned that those involved in illegal and criminal activities will be prosecuted under existing laws. Kantipur Television and Kantipur Media Group have strongly condemned the attack on their office during the monarchist protests in Kathmandu. The pro-monarchy group had planned to hold a rally in Tinkune, but instead the protest escalated into violent activities, including vandalism, arson and looting. During the unrest, protesters pelted stones at Kantipur Television office in Tinkune, causing damages and creating panic among journalists and staff. Kantipur Media Group has demanded immediate action against those involved in the attack, emphasizing that such acts pose a threat to press freedom. In an official statement, Kantipur condemned the assault on independent media, attributing it to instigation by pro-monarchy parties and groups. And in response to the killing of a journalist and attacks on media houses during a pro-monarchy protest at Tinkune in the capital, Federation of Nepali Journalists has staged a protest at Maitighar Mandala this morning. The Federation condemned the murder of Suresh Rajak, a camera person from Avenues Television, and the attacks on media houses like Kantipur Television and Annapurna Post. Due to the changed circumstances, the Federation cancelled all the previously scheduled programs for its Establishment Day and took to the streets in protest. Earlier, it had decided to observe the Establishment Day as a mourning and protest event against the killing of journalists and attacks on media houses and journalists. Meanwhile, in protest of the incident, demonstrations have also been held in various districts under the leadership of the Federation. Kavre Palanchok chapter staged a protest in Banipa wearing black armbands to condemn the killing of journalists and attacks on media houses. The similar happened in Bajura chapter as well. Now, various levels of school examinations are currently underway, including the crucial Secondary Education Examination (SEE). However, ongoing protests by different political parties and groups have put students in a difficult situation. With transportation disrupted due to the protests, students and teachers fear difficulties in reaching exam centers and returning home. Many reported a drop in morale and poor exam performance due to stress caused by the protest. As the academic session nears its end, students are bearing the brunt of these disruptions. Some students have expressed concerns that the mental stress caused by such protests has negatively affected their exams.
हामी परीक्षा दिँदै गर्दाखेरि हो हल्ला टन्ने आयो त्यसले गर्दा हामीले आफ्नो दिमागलाई परीक्षाप्रति केन्द्रित गर्न सकिएन त्यसले गर्दाखेरि मेरो नि 2-3 वटा क्वेशन लास्टको बिग्रियो
अनि यो आन्दोलन 1-2 दिन पछाडी भएको भए चाहिँ हल्का सजिलो हुन्थ्यो र एक्जाम सकिन्थ्यो नि त त्यसपछि
Teachers and students believe that such political movements create unnecessary stress, lowering students' confidence and affecting their examinations.
अन्तिम जाँच यसै पनि चलिरहेछ अब यस्तो बेलामा चाहिँ आन्दोलनले बच्चाहरूको मनोबल गिर्छ अब कहाँबाट अब यहाँ पढ्ने विद्यार्थीहरू तपाईको सुइबिनाकबाट आउँछ बनेपाबाट आउँछ गङ्बुबाट आउँछ कङ्कीबाट आउँछ गाडी पाउँछ कि पाउँदैन पाइ नि आले पनि कसरी फर्किने कसरी जाने यी कुराहरूले तनाव पैदा हुन्छ तनाव पैदा भएपछि यसको प्रभाव परीक्षामा पर्छ
जब बाहिरबाट करेर आएको हुन्छ हाम्रो अब ध्यान जान्छ नि त उतातिर हामी आफ्नोतिर त्यो फोकस गर्न पाउँदैन नि त त्यसले पनि हुन्छ
Education officials have criticized the timing of the protests, emphasizing that disrupting such an important step in students' academic journey is inappropriate.
र यो आन्दोलनको क्रममा विद्यार्थीहरूलाई एउटा के छ भने के हुने हो हैन भन्ने खालको चाहिँ त्यो खालको त्रास पनि हुन सक्छ विद्यार्थीहरूको परीक्षालाई र विद्यार्थीको पठन पाठनलाई असर नपुर्ने गरी कतिपय विषयहरू गर्दा आफ्ना मागहरू राख्दा त्यस्तो हिसाबबाट राखियो भने त्यो चाहिँ सकारात्मक हुन्छ भन्ने मलाई लाग्छ
Meanwhile, as two groups continue their rallies and demonstrations in the capital, parents are deeply worried about their children's safe return home. Now, Chairperson of CPN Maoist Centre Pushpa Kamal Dahal has stated that he is ready to lead a new revolution to fulfill what he calls people's aspirations, learning from past mistakes. Speaking at a gathering organized by the Socialist Front at Brikuti Mandap in the capital, he admitted that past mistakes should be reviewed and acknowledged that the failure to meet public's expectations has allowed regressive forces to rise again. He also warned former King Gyanendra Shah against making another mistake.
नेपाली जनताको र नेपालका राजनीतिक दलहरूको उदारतालाई कमजोरी ठानेर इतिहासलाई पछाडी फर्काउने दुस्साहस नगरियोस् मैले ज्ञानेन्द्र शाहलाई मधेसमा अभियानमा अगाडि बढ्दै गर्दा भनेको थिएँ विगतमा उनले धेरै गल्ती गरे र त्यो गल्तीको परिणाम उनले भोगिरहेकै छन् अब अर्को गल्ती गरे भने उनले भोग्न केही पनि बाँकी रहँदैन खबरदार
CPN Unified Socialist Chair Madhav Kumar Nepal emphasized that Nepal cannot revert to monarchy and that the country will not return to a hereditary rule.
आजको पनि यो कार्यक्रम नेपालको राजनीतिमा एउटा कास्टिङ मात्रै हो त्यसैले प्रतिगामी शक्तिहरू होशियार अब यो मुलुक शाही वंशतर्फ फर्किन सक्दैन अब यो मुलुक राणा तन्त्रतर्फ फर्किन सक्दैन
Chairperson of Nepal Samajwadi Party Mahendra Rai Yadav accused reactionary forces of trying to push the country into conflict. General Secretary of Nepal Communist Party Netra Bikram Chand claimed that there is a foreign-backed conspiracy against the republic and suggested that constitutional amendments should be made through consensus. The Socialist Front's mass meetings concluded peacefully after speeches from various leaders. The venue was cleaned after the event and the gathering was preceded by rallies from different parts of the capital. And in these contexts, in our Public Voice segment, we've asked in several provinces what is their suggestion to protesting parties who are taking to the streets over various pretexts. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
आवश्यकता आन्दोलन हो कि त्यसको आवश्यकता चाहिँ खान पाउनुपर्ने, बस्न पाउनुपर्ने, घाँस पाउनुपर्ने, आवास पाउनुपर्ने या चाहिँ लुगालत्ता पाउनुपर्ने आवश्यकता हो, त्यसमा चाहिँ जोड दिनु।
अब त त्यस्तो भेडो भएर जसले बोलायो त्यसैका पछाडि दुपुर्ने होइन, बुझेर जिस कुरा बुझेर जनता आन्दोलनमा जान जरुरी छ।
नेताहरूप्रति रहेको वितृष्णालाई यथार्थ रूपमा परिपूरक गर्दै राज्यले चाहिँ जनताको माग सम्बोधन गर्ने कामै गर्यो भने यो आन्दोलन रोकिन्छ।
मान्छेहरू एउटा हुइमको पछाडि लागिरहेछन्।
यस्तो आन्दोलन हामीले 46 सालदेखि नै हेरिराखेका छौँ। अब यसको निष्कर्षहरू चाहिँ हुनु पर्यो।
यी चाहिँ आफ्नो चाहिँ हितमा, आफ्नो नागरिक उसका लागि हितमा छैन।
यो आन्दोलनको कुनै जरुरी छैन।
जति चेन्जेस भन्छ आन्दोलनले भन्छ, तर त्यो चेन्जेसले जनतालाई अहिलेसम्म बेनिफिट पुर्याएको छैन।
जग्गा जीवन सबै बाँझा छन्, आन्दोलन नगरौँ, गरेर खाऊँ।
जनताले के सडकमा बुलन्द गरिरहेका छन् त्यो कुरालाई चाहिँ सम्बोधन गर्न एकदम लाग्नुपर्छ।
आर्थिक उन्नति, प्रगति हैन, समृद्धिको कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ जनताहरूले प्राथमिकता दिनुपर्छ।
त्यसमा कुनै पनि उपलब्धि छैन, किनभने आन्दोलन गरिसक्यो भने त आन्दोलनमा मर्ने त फेरि सर्वसाधारण हो।
आन्दोलन गरिरहनुपर्छ, आन्दोलन भइरहनुपर्छ भन्ने जनताले चाहेका छैनन्।
Welcome back. Ghode Jatra festival is being celebrated in Kathmandu Valley today. The Nepal Army is holding a special event at Turikil military grounds today along with horse races as part of the celebration. Based on popular belief, a demon named Guru Mappa, who lived in a tree located in the southeast of Turikil, would prey on the children of the city. Despite efforts to destroy the demon, his spirit continued to haunt and pose a threat to the children. To prevent this, every year on the day of Chaitra Krishna Amavasya, as per the Hindu calendar, the Ghode Jatra is celebrated where the spirit of Guru Mappa is crushed under the hooves of a horse. Food is offered at the base of the same tree tonight to ensure no harm comes to the children of the city. Both houses of the parliament were once again obstructed yesterday due to opposition parties' protests against the removal of Kulman Kissing. As a result, both sessions have been postponed until the 30th of March. Opposition leaders have taken a firm stance, stating they will not allow the parliament to proceed until the Prime Minister provides an answer regarding Kissing's removal. Following negotiations, an agreement was reached for the Prime Minister to address Parliament on the 31st. The government's 5 ordinance replacement bills must be passed by the National Assembly and certified by the 31st. However, due to continuous disruptions by opposition parties, there is a growing risk that the bills may become ineffective. Yesterday's upper house session, scheduled to start at 1:15 p.m., faced immediate obstructions from opposition parties, preventing proceedings from moving forward. The session was set to pass an ordinance replacement bill from the lower house, but opposition protests forced Chairperson Naren Dahal to postpone the meeting for an hour.
अब यो बैठकमा मान्य सदस्यहरूको अवरोध जारी नै राखेकोले अर्को बैठक आजै 1 घण्टापछि बस्ने गरी यही स्थगित हुन्छ.
Even after a consultative meeting, no agreement was reached, leading to the postponement of the session until the 30th.
अहिले दुईटा विषय उठाएका छौं. एउटा अब प्रधानमन्त्रीज्यूले चाहिँ आएर सदनमा आफ्नो विषय राख्नु पर्यो भन्ने कुरा एक. दोस्रो कुरा चाहिँ विधेयकमा हामीले संशोधनका विषयहरू चाहिँ उठाएका छौं र दर्ता पनि गरेका छौं. त्यो विषयमा कतिपय चाहिँ अहिले विधायन ऐन बनाएको छ, विधायन ऐनसँग बाजिएको छ. कतिपय राष्ट्र र जनताको चाहिँ हित विपरीत एउटा सानो वर्ग समुदायको मात्रै हित हुने खालको चाहिँ इस्युहरू भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि त्यो चाहिँ तपाईहरुले सिरियसली लिनुपर्छ र करेक्सन गर्नुपर्छ भनेर हामीले भनेका छौं. त्यो कुरा चाहिँ सम्बोधन नहुँदासम्म चाहिँ हामीले के भनेका छौं भने सदनको काम कारबाहीलाई अगाडि नबढाइयोस् नै भनेका.
The 5 replacement bills must be passed by the 31st and certified by the President. However, with the session suspended until the 30th, there are concerns that the bills might not be passed on time. The 5 replacement bills include governance promotion and public service delivery, cooperative, economic and business investment, financial procedure and fiscal responsibility, and privatization. All of these bills have already been passed by the lower house but are still awaiting the upper house's approval. It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what should be done to ensure Parliament sessions run regularly? Your options are A. Address demands, B. Flexibility on part of the opposition, and C. Seek agreement through dialogue. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. At least 838 people have died in Myanmar following a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake, including 694 deaths reported just in Mandalay. Capital Naypyidaw has reported 94 deaths, including 30 in Kyaukse and 18 in Sagaing. Myanmar's General Min Aung Hlaing, the head of Myanmar's military government, said the death toll was expected to rise and invited any country to provide help and donations. Rescuers are searching through the rubble of a tower block that was under construction and collapsed in the quake. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said the United Nations is mobilizing resources in Southeast Asia to help those in need, but added that Myanmar was the weakest country in the present situation. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.